step one is to put the wheels on the compressor. Each wheel has a little axle and a nut that holds it on. So I'll lift this up gently. Put that right through there. Just hand tighten it on for now. And lift up. Alright, that's as tight as I can get it. And then they have this little thing called a bumper where you take off this little cap and put that in there so it's level. And then once you've done all that, this is the air filter, and you just gently screw that. Here's, there we go. Hard to find the threads on that. There we go. And then to make sure that you check the oil, they have the dipstick here, and so you have to check the oil before you ever get a chance to plug it in. We'll do that next. All right, they have this warning label here where you have to take this sticker off. And right here, that is a plug over the crankcase. And what you have to do is take out that little plug and then put the dipstick in and measure how much oil there is. And we're going to do that right now. So you take your pliers in here and just start tugging. Just be careful where you grab, because if you pull too hard in one spot, it just tears the plug and doesn't come out. All right. And then here is that plug right here. That goes into that crankcase. I'm not sure if it's a crankcase on this because it's a compressor, not like a gas engine, but that's what I'm calling it. If you want to correct me in the comments, go ahead. I'll read your comment and maybe I'll learn something. I don't know. The oil is right at the max level, so that's perfect. So we just take that back in there, screw it on good and tight. All right, we've got our whole air compressor assembled. I'm getting ready for the first run. What I have to do is take it outside and open this valve here on the bottom so there's no air actually being held in here, and run this thing for 20 minutes straight. And that's what breaks in the pump, the instructions tell me. And then I can seal it up and then I can use it. So it's gonna make quite a bit of noise, and we'll see how it goes. The first one of these I got, there was a leak right here in the weld. Not this, there was a hole right there in the weld, and it ruined the whole thing. which left me kind of sour on all this. But let's give Bostitch another shot and see if this is a good air compressor.
Now, one thing that makes me kind of nervous is that front handle is just welded onto the tank, and when it operates, it vibrates like crazy. You can see just how much it vibrates here. Because of the way the camera works, it looks like it's melting or waving, but really it's just shaking so fast that it's moving that far back and forth, and it just looks really goofy when a video camera records it.
Okay, I've got my pump worn in. I've got my impact gun. I got my truck up on jacks. I'm going to try rotating my tires. We'll see how well this goes.
And here's where things stop working quite so well. The impact gun just couldn't get enough power to take off a lot of those lug nuts, and I'm not quite sure what the problem is. It wasn't the air compressor, it had plenty of power, but the impact gun just could not get most of those lug nuts off. And so I see a couple different possibilities. One is that the impact gun was sitting too long and just wasn't working very well, or it's worn out too much, or it's possible that the last time I had my truck at the shop, they put the tires on way too tight. Who knows? All things considered, I'm pretty happy with this air compressor. It's got enough power to handle the occasional tire job, assuming I can get my other gear to work properly. It's the right form factor for my workshop, and I can use it for a lot of other things I want to do with woodworking, with other projects in general, and with keeping our tires aired up, as the seasons change. So I'm going to keep it, and I will update as time goes on how this Bostitch air compressor works for us.